Welcome to Overland Expo 2025. We're desert tested. That's Leo behind the camera. I'm Jason in front of it. We're wandering around. It's a nice day up in Flagstaff, Arizona. And we're just looking at what we have going on. We're trying to hunt down 2024 Ranger stuff. We have not been that successful, unfortunately. There's still a lot of good stuff here. A lot of vendors have been talking to us. There's a lot of stuff in development for 24 Rangers, and we'll have more on that here in a minute. Now, I think you guys said that they fit 19 through 24. Did you guys have to change anything on those, or are they basically the same coilover coming all the way from the 19?
24, did they change anything on it?
I mean, the front end changed. I mean, you guys are saying on your site right now that those things fit all the way. So I was just kind of curious, you know, because most of the other guys, you know, Fox, Icon. So we were just kind of wondering, did you guys do a lot of testing on that? And
We haven't had one of those in yet. I know I have a new Raptor Ranger.
Oh, okay. That's
right now.
Are you guys going to do 3.0s on that? Since it's already come.
It's going to be 2 5s.
2 5s remotes?
Because they have 2 5s on them from the factory. And we're going to try to do internal bypass on them.
Okay. You're going to do remotes and with adjustables?
Resis with internal bypass compression adjusters. And we're trying right now to get, obviously, more wheel travel out of that than the OEM can.
Got it. Okay. As far as other fitments, do you guys have like Colorado? Jesus, feisty. Canyon, Colorado, you guys cover those too, I believe?
Yeah,
okay.
we got the kits.
And you have anything for the new ZR2s? The new Bisons?
Yeah, we just came out with the kit for that one.
Oh, well, look out for it. Is that going to be upgraded over your standard 2.5s like you do in bypass? Nice. Okay.
Yeah, we won't release a kit unless it's going to be better than the OEM kit.
Yeah. That's one thing.
Yeah, it's got to be an improvement for us to release it.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, we'll push on. Right. Thank you.
Have a good one.
I know you guys have this
wheel clearance diagram.
You have the diagram. Do you have like any general idea? Because I mean, I think a big hesitation with a lot of these kits, and I've been in the industry a long time. I used to work at Stationary Motorsports for like 11 and a half years, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, the big hesitation with these is like, well, clear my wheels, and it's like, well, you can download the template, and then you have now some guys iffy about putting that on his truck, trusting himself to even do it.
Right.
So like, I don't know. Have you guys have you guys done any backspacing testing or done anything like that where you can like guarantee a specific backspace or a style of wheel?
We have people on the tech line that specialize in different markets, and calling the tech line, they can get you that person who has a lot of experience talking to dealers, and they can tell you pretty much what wheels will fit.
Got it.
And give you a good idea of which ones are good and which ones are kind of like
iffy. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, especially with like the truck market, you know, you're always doing that less backspace, but then that always affects brake fitment. And, you know, most people just stick with OEM or try to do like an upgrade pad. And like, I feel a lot of guys are waiting for these just because, you know, you do want that extra clamping force, especially with huge tires. But yeah, I think the wheel fitment issues, the questions about it kind of scare a lot of guys away. So I do like the tighter fit and on the factory spindles. That's always nice. So, all right. Pleasure talking to you.
Nice to talk to you.
I think it's gonna be a little while till we have Ranger stuff. So.
You guys are breaking my heart. No one, like the market for the 24 Rangers kind of sucks right now.
Yeah.
Like there's literally nobody. We have a few. I've just bought a truck, so mine's a base Ranger, right? But there's like no aftermarket for that thing right now. There's a couple of leveling spacers.
Yeah.
King is saying that their coilovers may or may not fit. We just got a really weird answer from those guys, which won't talk too much trash, but yeah, just the market for the Rangers right now sucks. So it'd be super nice to finally see some decent coilovers coming because I want to rip that truck around, but I also don't want to pay $60,000 for a Ranger Raptor. So
yeah, I'm sure it's coming. I think people are probably just overloaded right now.
Yeah.
Because all the new Toyotas just came out, and so everybody's just got to get to the new Toyotas before they can get to the Fords.
Why break my heart?
Hey, they should have released it a year later, right? Or a year earlier.
Breaks my heart as a diehard Ford fangirl to see us so neglected. But all right, we appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem.
Like here's another example of an AT that's gotten more aggressive over the years. This is the Dyna Pro AT2 Extreme from Hankook. Older ATs were pretty light, but you can see how chunky some of these tread patterns have gotten.
How you doing, brother?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm good.
When's the 24 Ranger stuff coming out? You guys are breaking my heart here.
Working on it.
Working on it? Come on, that truck's been out 2 years. You knew it was coming. Why?
We take our time. Unlike other people, you know, we spend hours now.
Yeah, but you guys came out with Toyota stuff so fast. You know, the new Land Cruiser came out, and like everyone's all smothering it. My Ford fangirl heart is breaking right now because you guys just are. We got some leveling spacers. I can put a super lift leveling spacer on my truck right now, and that hurts. It hurts me.
Hey, I'm still waiting for the Ford Maverick kit to come out. Okay, that's what I'm waiting.
Are you guys actually working on one?
Oh, I don't know if we are not.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, the Ranger has more priority than the Maverick.
I would assume so,
Yeah.
but I'm surprised. So there's a Maverick trimmer. You guys, I'm surprised that Ford went to you guys for the F-150 trimmer stuff. I'm kind of surprised they didn't go for the rest of the trimmer lineup. Was there a reason why, or is it just Ford being Ford?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Not sure. But I mean, yeah, we're on all the Raptor stuff, so that's kind of the win right there.
Yeah, but I got a regular one. Why? Now for the Ranger Raptor, you guys, I'm assuming coming out with what? Because you guys did the Raptor, so I figured the aftermarket Raptor stuff is now going to be 3.0s plus whatever else. So is that currently in the works?
Potentially.
Oh, you guys are no fun.
I gotta keep it under wraps, man.
You guys are no fun. This is Overland Expo. You're supposed to have fun here.
I have a lot of fun, brother.
Oh, okay.
We're working on some stuff.
All right. So we'd probably expect the usual 2.5 remotes and 2.0s coming out for the Rangers soonish. Soonish. All right. We'll take soonish. All right. Let's figure it. Pretty good, man. How are you? When's your you got 2024 Ranger stuff yet? I just bought a new one. Brand spanking new 24 Ranger.
Like bump stops or Logan's all?
I want to see if you guys had active bump stops because you have them for some applications, but not others. So I think you had some for the 19 to 23 Rangers, but I don't know if they got fitment confirmed or. 19 and 25.
So we have that on the SES kit.
Okay.
The bump stops. Yeah, Ranger. We have a rear kit for it. We don't have a front kit.
Okay, and you guys have it all the way through 25. Okay, 16. So T6 all the way through now.
Yeah, 16 to 25.
Okay, excellent.
Kit, ABS, FRR, GR.
Very nice. Now I just have to wait for actual suspension to come out because for whatever reason everyone's sleeping on that truck, and it's breaking my heart.
It's
It's breaking my heart because everybody's apparently focusing on Toyota. No one cares.
Which I know. I like the Ranger Raptor myself. You got so
Yeah, I just want to pay $60,000 for a truck that I'm going to throw suspension on anyway.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, I get you.
But now there's no suspension. Now I'm like, oh, maybe I should have just spent the money in the first place. But it is what it is. So what do you want the people out there in the world to know about Timbren as far as like what you guys are, what you're about, why someone should pick a Timbren SES kit versus doing like a aftermarket Leaf or an Add-A-Leaf kit? Or
Well, the Add-A-Leaf kit's always stiffen your ride up right away. When you use our product and you're unloaded, you sit an inch to an inch and a half away from the axle, so you have your factory ride back. It's only when you hook up onto when you hook up to a vehicle with our SES kit on it, you drop down, you sit level, now you start riding on our kit.
Got it.
So factory ride, unloaded, and then progressive rate spring when you're loaded.
All right, fantastic. Do Timbren, they're good, and they have Ranger stuff, unlike everybody else here. Thank you. How are you? Living the dream. How's life in KC land?
It's good, dude.
Yeah. So what's going on for KC? I mean, you guys have had the eras now for a while. Is there anything in the pipeline?
Well, there's always new stuff in the pipeline. I mean, we're always upgrading the LEDs. There's always, as you know, things get smaller and brighter and faster. So we got stuff like that.
I'm a longtime KC fangirl, so I had the first pair. I had the pair Flexes on my truck. I currently have them. I just bought Era 3s to swap them out.
Sweet.
So hopefully I'll actually get around to that when my life doesn't suck and isn't a nightmare. But I do have a question. You guys have swapped over to this like master kit setup where you're just kind of giving guys everything in one go. Was that just kind of a logistics thing? And how much do you trust your average guy to pull apart your lights, put the right lens in, and then actually put it together correctly?
Yeah, I think your first question, it just kind of was natural because it is partly logistics in terms of like carrying more SKUs and stuff. But I think what's more important, maybe 80% what drove the decision, was just giving the consumer and our customers, like, making it easy. I think friction is something we're always trying to remove. And
Sure.
I think people always wanted to buy one beam pattern, but then they were like, well, what if I want to change it? And I think for at least 10 years now, we've been looking at how to give them more,
Or that, or they get a certain light setup, they get a certain beam pattern, and then they put it on their truck, and they're like, okay, this isn't working exactly how I wanted. Now what?
Well, it's flexibility. I mean, like our phones and everything in life now, you can update and change very quickly. And I think like hard product companies like us, like we wanna have features like that for people. And nowadays it's not just beam pattern. There's selective yellow.
Yep.
There's different colored lenses. So I think just keeping it flexible protects your investment. You buy it once and you can continue to change. So.
Second part, do you trust the average guy to put those things back together without them leaking?
We haven't had any issues.
Yeah.
I think everyone has been it's been pretty easy.
Got
a couple bolts, and I mean the O-rings aren't that complicated,
Sure.
And sometimes they need a replacement O-ring, and it's not that hard. So no, we haven't had any issues.
Just someone who's been on the retail side for like 15 years now, you're gonna have that guy. So.
I know. Well, it's funny because on a flashlight we've got a power lock mode.
Yeah.
And so it trips some people out because they're like, it doesn't work, but it's just a power lock. So to your point, there's a lot of people out there, but we continuously update our knowledge bases online.
Yeah.
We try to put the information out there and just help people through it. So, but yes, they are competent and they're capable and they're willing. So,
all right, well, that's always good. So, but yeah, I'm like I said, a huge Casey fan. So,
I appreciate
I'm glad we're finally kind of in the post-rigid world, because it felt like there was a rigid light bar and everything. Now, granted, part of that was because they weren't enforcing their map on anything, and you guys actually did. So, from a retail perspective, we appreciate that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think there's a lot of great choices nowadays. For people, whether it's Richard, Baja Designs, KC, I mean, everyone is doing something different. And I think supporting a brand that is actually putting forth design, engineering, and supports, jobs and opportunities here, like, I don't think you can go wrong with that. So
support our local Arizonans. That's the moral of the story.
Sure, yeah. But back to your original question, we got a lot of good stuff here at the show. We unveiled our revamp of our roof rack with all the lighting designed in mind.
Is it going to be is it still the M rack, or are you branding?
No, it's Platform 1.
Platform 1. Okay.
And the idea behind it is not only to store more, but see more and do more and go further. And so we have a lot of accommodations for power and running power cables. And we have a conceptual line of lithium batteries as well that connects with the rack. The Raptor here is powered partially, all the lighting is partially powered by the lithium battery under the fridge.
Okay.
The fridge is powered by the lithium battery. So we're just trying to make it easy to not just store and carry things, but also power your adventure, not just lighting, but all your accessories. So.
Yeah. Now, taking all those things require drilling and other thing into the roof. Have you guys considered something a little bit less invasive? I mean, I think still think there's that hesitation with these drilled roof racks for a lot of guys.
With our original MRAC, most applications were drilled, but all the Toyota models here are non-drill.
Okay.
And 5, 6, 7 years ago with the MRAC, a lot of the drilling was because of the front light bar.
Yeah.
Our roof rack, it doesn't come without the front light bar. The side lights are optional.
Sure.
But we were able to design everything so on all the Toyotas and any vehicle that has overhead factory holes that you can mount to, we plan to do no drill.
Okay.
On the truck applications, unfortunately, there are no holes up there, so they're all drill. But I mean, they're riv nuts, and OEMs use riv nuts. So if you follow the instructions and have the right tools, it's pretty, it's
straightforward at least.
Pretty straightforward. So,
all right. So when's the 24 Ranger coming out?
The Ranger is on the list.
On the list.
Yeah. The first set of vehicles we relaunched were some of the most popular models that worked for us. When we had the MRAC. But on the second, we got the Jeep on the list, the Bronco, the Ranger. A couple other applications too.
Breaking my heart. Just got a 24 Ranger, and there's not aftermarket for that thing. Seems sad.
Well, you know what? We actually have a beta tester form you can fill out.
Oh.
And you can be one of the beta testers. So if you want.
Okay.
Question is, do you trust us?
I love you guys. It's
Just say put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah. I just have to get
just put your faith where your mouth is.
I just have to, I fixed my F-150. You can have my Ranger for a couple weeks.
Sounds
but
great.
I have to get that piece of shit F-150 fixed first, because it's got 270,000 miles on it and it's seen better days. But that's what happens when you get laid off and divorced and your wife falls smart and all 2 year period. So, but we're getting there. But hey, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
We're back. We're actually biked up, so we're going to talk more about 24 Ranger stuff.
Yeah, sure.
So 24 Ranger coming, yes, this year.
Coming.
Thank
this
God.
Year. Yeah, full range. So suspension, bumpers, rack.
Yeah, the bumpers looked gorgeous, by the way. So we were pretty happy about that, and their winch. And there's a winch option. Yep.
Correct. High lift jacking mounts. The same upswept design that you used to on the rest of our Summit range.
How many changes did you guys have to make? I don't know how different the Aussie Ranger is from the USDM model. I know there's always some changes due to crash regulations and all sorts of other wacky stuff. And not to mention, you guys are a little bit more limited down there in Aussie land with your lift height restrictions. So
100%. So the main difference is like the body panels and the shape is all very, very similar, as you can expect. It's actually the chassis that's slightly different and the full frame.
Really?
Yeah. So from a suspension standpoint, the rear end of ours is completely different to the rear end of the US model, but the front end is the same. So we did get some wins in the development there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is anything carrying over from the 19 Ranger that like a guy could install tomorrow, or is it all different?
Yeah, technically the rear leafs are carryover, but the shocks, we've got a new tune for the new vehicle because different weights, and then the front end is completely different too. So some parts, yes, but mostly no.
Now, the front end of the Ranger, they changed up the sway bar, and like, is there any hope for a disconnect for those coming from you guys, or are we?
Not from us. Traditionally, we only do a little bit more of a moderate lift in that space. So our lift is going to be a 2-inch on the Ranger. So yeah, no sway bar disconnect from us.
Got it. Now you're going to do the different weights too?
100%, yeah. So we'll have heavier tunes, heavier coils for like a bumper and winch versus if you were a stock front end. And then same in the rear, we'll have a no weight tune, then we'll have a 400 pound, 800 pound in the rear.
Or here in Yankee land, we'll just put the heaviest stuff on here to get the most lift because we don't care.
if you don't mind the drive quality or whatever, absolutely.
It's a truck. But no, we appreciate you guys, especially since it's been pretty dry for the 24 Rangers.
We've been a little bit slow getting it.
Well, we've been walking around too, and everyone's like, maybe. Like,
it's one of those things. Coming off the back of the pandemic, Ranger sales, there was an awkward crossover time for the new generations come out, and the sales weren't down. So we were monitoring the sales of the vehicle and being like, okay, when do we start to bring the gear in? But now we're really starting to see more vehicles enter the market, more people interested. So demand is up, and that means we bring the stuff.
I felt like the 19 Rangers too. They kind of hit, and they took off, I think, more than people expected. So it was kind of odd to me that. The biggest complaint about 19 Rangers is always, they look like a car, whatever. And then the 24 Rangers finally come out. They look like a truck.
Yep.
You have the Raptor. You have a lot of features. You have a new 2.7. It felt like there probably should have been more interest than there was. And it's kind of odd.
I think when they were first released, the pricing was kind of high.
Yeah.
But now that the new Tacoma's come out and the pricing for that is also high, it sort of has evened out a little bit. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see over the next sort of year to see what happens with the sales.
Okay. And you guys have Colorado. I know you guys have hit Toyota stuff because that's
Toyota. We've done all of that, but yeah, Colorado. We haven't had any development on the new facelift models.
Okay.
So up to
23 is when that launched.
Yeah. So
I don't know how many of you guys those are down in Aussie land either. So I mean,
we used to. So it used to be a huge part of what we did in Australia, but GM is no longer selling the Colorado in Australia, so that effectively removed it from the market.
Yeah. Luckily, Ford is holding strong.
100%. I mean, they're bigger than the Hilux than Toyota in Australia. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Toyota sort of sneak in because they make a whole bunch of two-wheel drive options.
Right.
So if you can compare full drive to full drive, the Ranger's the #1 selling truck in Australia.
Go figure.
Yeah.
All right. Pleasure speaking with you again. Thank you.
You too.
All right. You guys have a wonderful day. What's up, guys? When's your 24 Ranger stuff coming out?
Back off carefully.
24 Ranger is still coming out in like 6 months or so.
It's still
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Killing me.
Yeah.
I know. We're working. We take our time to get it right.
Well, I mean, the truck's been out for 2 years.
I know.
Yeah.
It's been an R&D for quite some time. It's a priority, but
Yeah.
it's coming out very soon.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, there's not much out there for these trucks, so kind of hardly the only ones. For that truck, are we going to see the full lineup? Or are we going to see 5100s, 4600s, 5160s, all that stuff? Or or is it going to be like a slow roll of like 5100s?
It's going to be a slow roll. 4600s and 5100s are going to come out first. You'll get the 6112s, and I believe there is a project being considered for 8112s for that vehicle as well, but it hasn't been approved. Nothing has we started. We're still focusing on getting like the lower end products out first.
Got it. So 6 months, we'll actually get a good ride out of the truck.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll be looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Yep.
So the E series and SR series, those aren't going away.
They're not going away anytime soon. The pendulum has swung where the pods are definitely popular, and so they're a little bit more nostalgic, a little more legacy style.
Sure.
But we definitely have some good trucks. Adrenaline down the way has awesome bumpers with our lights in it with the E series and SR. So
got it.
And then on these trucks we have the Revolve, which is the light bar version of this pod.
Okay.
So cool little backlight running light on it. And then on the Land Cruiser we have the SR. So it's the single row version of the light bar. Nice and sleek.
I guess I've moved away from like having the LED actually be amber to doing the lenses. Was there a reason for that? Because I feel like you actually lose output with doing the lenses versus having just the amber light in there.
So the option for that too is we actually don't, and we found that we put the spot optic behind our lenses so that we still keep really powerful output without losing it, and you get a better color, a better tone, and so we're able to find that on there. And people really liked the amber color. They want to see the actual color, not just the LED inside.
Yeah.
So there's still some in there that we have, and we've heard both feedbacks, but we have moved away from it in most of our pods, and then we still have it in some of our scene lights.
Got it.
The LED is great, but we just have there's more power. We can put the white LEDs behind the lens and get a lot more power out of it, a lot more output.
Got it. Okay. Makes sense. You guys still doing full range of brackets, or are you starting to move away from doing?
No, so we're actually trying to add more brackets in. So the more configurations we can have, the better. Right now, it just varies, and we try and stick with some of the more relevant, newer models, and we go back about 5 years. So it just depends.
It breaks my heart being a 11 F-150 owner, but it gives me hope being a 24 Ranger owner. So
100%. We do have Ranger brackets for sure.
Okay.
We have A-pillars and fogs for those already.
Cool.
But yeah, and it's hard. Those doing the older models, we wish we could keep them all in stock, but you know, it's few and far between depending on who it is. And usually people that are willing to put lights on there know a builder or know someone that may be able to can bring some brackets. And we have a lot of suggestions too. So if our customer support can be like, oh, I know an awesome shop in your location, that can help you out. So.
You just can't keep a CAD file on there in the database and pick it out or something?
Sometimes we do, yeah. So if you give a customer service has some CAD for some older models that maybe you could work with.
All right, fantastic. All right, good talking to you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Toyota tuning, finally someone doing it.
Yeah.
Why now? Why now? I mean,
Why now? Because Cobb Tuning's mission has always been to support the forced induction small displacement enthusiast. And we are finally at a place with Toyota where we are supporting small displacement forced induction enthusiasts.
well, there you go. Finally, they decided to put a turbo on it, so now Cobb cares.
Yeah,
we see how it is. We see how it is. Okay.
That's how we operate.
All right. Where's 24 Ranger stuff coming out?
Oh, gosh. It's a constant question for us. Anything in the 23 plus Ford stuff, we are working on every day and night. Yeah.
Doesn't help. They make everything every year. Things get harder to crack for you
That's
guys
right.
too, which is now a problem. So I mean, I know SCT and Edge and everyone else is kind of in the same boat.
We're all in the same horse race right now.
So yeah, it kind of breaks my heart as a 24 Ranger owner. Just got the truck, but you know, not much out for it.
We've got an intercooler for the Raptor version.
Well, I'm not cool enough to own a Raptor version, so
We're working on it.
okay, working on it. All right, we'll take it. But yeah, it's good to see the Toyota finally, because I think that was a huge problem with the older Tacoma motors. Now again, not forced induction. Cobb is way too cool just to do naturally aspirated 4.0s, but yeah, having a tune option now. As far as we have the power, is it going to be able to do tires? Is it going to be able to do all that stuff too?
Yeah, so if you're doing tire size changes, if you're doing gear changes, you can recalibrate for both of those things.
Is there a limit on size or gear options, or are we going?
Not at this point.
All
So we will be nailing that down for sure as we get further into development. But at this point, we have not found the limits. So yeah, we talked Tacoma and 4Runner, both under that same development umbrella. So they'll be coming early summer. And
Land Cruiser anytime, or
yes, so that would be next in line.
Okay.
We've got Land Cruiser and GX in development. We've got the Tundra and Sequoia in development. So kind of rolling out in phases for all of the new Toyota stuff.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. K&N, we're trying to hunt down 2024 Ranger stuff. The aftermarket on that truck has been pretty thin as of late.
Which intake? Sorry.
Which motor? 2.3 EcoBoost base model. So, what have you guys got for it? Do you have anything in the pipeline? What are we looking for?
So, all right. So the 2.3 EcoBoost, basically what we have that should be released in, I'm going to say like a week or two. We actually have a next gen kit coming out. So basically, the deal with next gen is that it's like, it makes the most power and intakes ever seen on a stock tin, right?
Okay.
So it's got like a hybrid airbox, oversized filter, massive tubes. R&D team put a lot of heart and soul into it. That would be like the really just like bitchin' top tier thing that we have for you. We also do have like our regular classic style intakes. But like, dude, the next gen, that's what I would put. What are you guys using it for?
Just general off-roading. Right now it's bone stock. We're doing some trail runs with it just to be like, all right, bone stock, we're going to build it up. And then,
you get your baseline.
Exactly.
Exactly. Dude, next gen.
Okay.
That's what you want.
So we do have stuff out and coming out. So you guys
sir.
are fully supporting that truck, which is good. Because
well, I mean, honestly, it's a great truck. And like that 2.3, like I know some people have issues with it, but it's not, dude. Come on. It's a fucking Ranger. It'll go.
Yeah. I mean, and I think,
pardon my French.
No, you're good. 19 to 23 Rangers were great. I think a lot of people were, the biggest problem people had with them is they looked like cars. So now the new truck's out, it looks a little bit tougher.
Yeah, it's got a little bit more like
you have the Raptor option. So now I think it's a little bit more solid, but there's been aftermarket support's been a little bit iffy. So it's good to see that somebody.
Yeah, we're actually supporting the 2.3, the 2.7, and the Raptor.
Okay.
So, you know, we're trying to cover it all because at the end of the day, you know, sometimes you don't want an F-150, you don't want a Ram 1500. You want something that's going to be practical, that's going to be easier to park, and you're going to be able to get tight on the trails.
Yep.
So, dude, yeah, the Ranger, that's where it's at. So, yeah, 2.3, 2.7, 3-liter, and a next gen, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate it. This new G3.
Going.
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Good.
New G3, huh?
Any questions?
Yeah, I mean, new G3's coming out.
Yep.
It looks good. It is kind of interesting that almost every tire manufacturer, their ATs have gotten more aggressive. Then they have a hybrid, and then they have MT. Now, we're not complaining because, you know, we've been in the industry a long time, like 15 years. So seeing that there used to be a massive gulf between what an AT was and what an MT was. So, and it feels like you guys have filled that in with a couple different options.
Yeah, exactly. So you got entry level G3, 3-peak rated, 50,000 mile warranty on your LTs, 70,000 on your hard metrics. Then you go up to Recon, which is another all-terrain tire. But then you have your, like you said, the in between is the Ridge.
The Ridge. How does this work with the new G3 coming out and the Recon? They're both pretty aggressive ATs. Like you're worried about them kind of being in the same niche.
We're really hoping with the G3 we get some of those guys that used to be the original Terra Grappler guys.
The G2 and G1s. Yeah.
Well, the original ones.
Oh.
Some of those guys didn't like the aggressiveness of the 2s.
Got it.
So we're hoping to get them back with the 3. And with this being a snow rated tire now, I think we all think it's going to have 2 different tires. That guy that lives out here that doesn't need the snow rated, or down south from here.
Yeah, flag, it could come
up here you need snow. Like me, I live out in Indiana.
Sure.
They like the snow rated for certain parts of the year. So it has its place.
Got it. And yeah, definitely see some sidewall differences.
Yeah,
it's just interesting. You guys have 2 ATs now, essentially. So I was just kind of wondering how you guys felt like that worked.
As of right now, there's no talk of getting rid of anything. There may be a redesign of one someday, but right now the big push is getting all the sizes out in this.
Got it.
Since it was a slow release.
Excellent. But yeah, and then you guys still have the classic MTs. You have all the other Swampers too. So
no talking changing anything on those as of now. We had some new sizing releases in the Ridge and the Trail, but yeah, a big push on the 37 1150 stuff because you can run that on a lot of the new pickups.
Got it. Excellent. Well, good talking to you. Appreciate your time.
How you guys doing?
Pretty good, man. Liking how these things are looking. I have a new 24 Ranger. These are universal?
They are. So there are 2 sizes on the headrest here. So this is our best seller.
Okay.
A couple of features here to point out. First, glass or sunglass pocket up top.
Okay.
Felt lines.
Or, Skittles too. Whatever you want to put in there.
Totally. Or depending on how many Skittles you like, this is good pocket.
We love some Skittles. We love some Skittles.
Absolutely. Smaller pocket in the front. This right here is great for like a flashlight or this is sunscreen, bug spray, bear spray. The only dimensional difference that we offer is this right here, how deep the headrest is.
Yeah.
Most rigs are a standard depth.
Okay.
This is a 4runner seat, fits perfectly on it. We do offer a headrest though that has 2 additional inches in that dimension. So if you have a thicker headrest, we do have a larger size These panel systems are universal. This size here, our single panel, is meant for a captain's chair, captain's seat. On a display over there, we have one that's a little more than twice as wide. That's perfect for a bench seat.
Got it.
And then it's filled with accessories. There's 10 different options in terms of what you mount to the front of it, just based on your use case. So this guy I'm holding right here is a protective case. It's good for anything that needs a little bit of extra
lenses, camera equipment, sure.
Yeah, drones, goggles, that sort of a thing. Tech sling right here. This acts as a messenger bag. Lots of really good organization. When you open it up here, tons of pockets and storage in there. You can rip it off and throw it over your shoulder and walk the show here with something like this.
Nice.
You know, we've got coolers and water bottle holders and tool rolls, totes, lots of different options.
So this is something we're definitely interested in because we just have a 24 Ranger. And unfortunately, the interior storage on those things is bad.
Yeah,
like even the door pockets, you know, there's like room for one water bottle and like maybe 2 microfiber towels, and that's like about it. And so
totally
getting some more storage out of that thing would be great. So this base, if you just order this base unit, does it come with any of these bags, or are all bags sold separately?
So there's 2 versions of the single panel here. This one has 2 pockets sewn onto it.
Okay.
That one there is full customization. So it doesn't come with any pockets, but you can fit it out the way that you want. The base panel is the same price for both. Okay. It's $100.
That's not shabby at all.
15% off here at the show, so $85. And then depending on how you kit it out, you know, $250 to $300. You can even kit it for up to $350 if you really go crazy with all your accessories. So
got it. And this doesn't use Molly, right? This is
our own system. We call it our map system. So it's a combination of Velcro and these tabs that help carry some of the weight.
Got it.
So it's a little faster to remove and add things in the Molly system. We are working on an adapter that will actually allow someone to mount one of these to a Molly panel. We've gotten that request enough.
Interesting.
So yeah, but this is our own system. Little faster than the Molly system.
Well, and you know, why Molly at this point?
Yeah.
I feel like we're kind of entering a post-Overland world where everyone's like, okay, we just want to go camping again. Let's bring the stuff we need.
Make it a little easier.
Yep.
Let me show you this guy. This is one of my favorite products. This is our trash can. We call it the Trasher.
Okay.
So magnetic closure lid, keeps it closed, really easy to open with one hand. This is welded seams on the inside, a little bit of insulation. You throw something in there that's wet or sticky, you don't have to worry about it leaking.
Got it.
You can rinse it out. You can wipe it out. Super easy to clean. Some people end up putting some ice and use it as like a day cooler.
Oh, okay.
And attachment points on the side for some of our accessories and options, so you can kit it out with other things.
Got it. You get like a water bottle holder that go on the side of that or
Exactly,
something?
we do, yeah. In fact, there's one here on this other display.
Okay.
Holds an oversized 40-ounce water bottle. It fits perfectly on the side.
Okay.
So especially when I'm driving alone, I like having this on the passenger seat with the water bottle holder on the outside.
Sure.
Stick my snacks or any trash I have in the trash can, and then my water bottle just mounts there to the edge instead of rolling around on the floor.
Or like 4 gallons of Skittles in that case. But
Yeah. You're really into Skittles. It's a really good carrier for Skittles.
I love me some Skittles. What can I say?
Totally.
Okay. Well, fantastic. Well, thanks for talking. We appreciate you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Enjoy the show, guys.
Up at Overland Expo West, Flagstaff, Arizona. We're leaving. We're tired. We've been wandering around since 8 a.m. It's now close to noon. I'm hungry. Leo's hungry. It's been a good time though. We've seen a lot of good things, seen some kind of questionable things too, but we'll get into that in a future video. But in the end, Overland Expo was a success. A ton of people here. The overlanding is still very much alive, which may or may not be a good thing depending on what you're looking at. It is interesting that we are seeing people kind of move away from the super tactical, I need a truck that can survive the zombie apocalypse, to more practical stuff. We're seeing a lot more of that, which is good. But were some vendors here that we kind of didn't get good information from. We're not seeing a lot of 24 Ranger parts. Hopefully that comes back, and we do have some companies working on 24 Ranger, but it's going to be a minute, unfortunately. As far as we're concerned, our 24 Ranger is doing pretty awesome. Needs some tweaks, and then just the little bit of off-roading that we've done with it. We're going to do a lot more bone stock off-roading just to show you guys what the truck can actually do. And then we're going to come back with more mods and big tires, the usual stuff from us. But until then, we got to wait because there's just nothing out for the damn thing.